been driving this truck now. It's 29,530 miles on the odometer. It's had this shaking problem, which seems to be intermittent. However, it is unbearable. My wife hates driving in the truck. My dog won't even get in the truck. I will make this just kind of an ongoing series. Basically, I'm really not writing the story here. I'm telling the story. Really, the story writer is going to be GM and how they address this issue for me. I will document this from everything, you know, as far as how it goes with my local dealership here. Basically, for the last 30,000 miles, I've had to cram a raincoat underneath my center console here because it gets really out of control as far as vibration goes. Just resting your arm on it, you know, it's pretty bad. I will be dropping the truck off at the dealership later on today, and we will see how this goes.
Turn left onto North Northside Boulevard.
Vibration?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You want to have to do like a tire balance on it, or?
What I understand, there's like a whole ecoscope process that's involved in these trucks.
Yeah, but GM will only cover it till 7,500 miles.
There's actually TSBs on this issue. Yeah, I just want to go through whatever the process is for the TSBs for the vibration issues. That's what I'm dealing with.
They're going to have you give us records of the balance on it too. If you can grab those for them, because that's the first step in it, is have the tires road force balance.
Well, you guys have done, you did it here.
Yeah, but it was less than 1,000 miles, so they should have been done twice by now. At 14 and 28.
Well, you guys would you guys have done that for the free maintenance?
Did we do any of them here?
The other free maintenances were done in New York.
The free maintenance comes with just a road tip. They just rotate. They don't balance. They give you the first 2 oil changes and tire rotations free. They don't balance them. They'll just rotate them front to back.
So I would have to road force balance them?
It's balanced, yeah. The only thing that's covered is just the oil change and tire rotation. They're basic maintenance.
Where in the manual does it say that I should be road force balancing my tires?
They recommend balancing every other oil change. You don't have to. I mean,
road force balance or balance?
Balance.
Road force balance.
Yeah, so we road force them when we balance
right.
it. So that's what we do here.
I mean, I'm not out of pocketing a dime for this vibration issue. It's like it's really to the point where like I've spent over 40 grand on a truck that like my wife doesn't want to ride it, and it's absolutely miserable.
Yeah, we should check and see if it's anything mechanical. If it's not mechanical, then you need to do some of your tires.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, if you read that message board, there's like 11,000 posts of people having the same problem. So you know, GM goes through trying to drive shafts being out of spec, rear ends being out of spec, tire replacements, rim replacements, and ultimately it gets down to the point where GM's buying these trucks back. And if that's where I got to go, then that's where I got to go.
Right.
But I'm not.
You still have to have all your stuff for them, just to show them.
Right, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Is I just want to. You guys can have the truck for as long as you have the truck. This problem to be fixed, but I'm kind of at a point now where I've had this truck for like a year and a half. I put 30,000 miles on it, and I've got 30,000 miserable miles.
So when is the vibration? So it's constant.
60 miles an hour to 75 miles an hour is the range.
Okay.
It's all at highway speeds. It's the same thing everybody else is experiencing. It has the same problem. So.
Usually drive shaft to fill at all speeds, so if it's not mechanical.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's in the steering wheel, and it's the center console. Like my coffee this morning on the way to work is still there on top. Okay. So.
Cool. All right, we'll take it from here.
You got a loaner car for me, or?
No, ours.
I need some.
Yeah, shell around.
I got to pick my. I got to drive for work.
Where are you heading away from the car reputation? So GM doesn't provide running, we do it on our own.
For bumper-to-bumper warranty problem stuff?
Does not cover it.
That's absolute horseshit.
They don't cover it, and then we just do it ourselves. And they're first come, first served. And usually
so with this situation where you guys are gonna theoretically have my truck for weeks on end because this is what these problems take. You haven't looked at it today, but I understand if you have to order drive shafts, you don't have to go sitting around. So I'm not going to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a vehicle to rent because GM sold me a piece of shit for $47,000. I mean, I got to talk to somebody about this because that's not having a vehicle isn't an option. I pay freaking a ton of money for this vehicle.
They don't have cars.
I understand that, but I need somebody to provide me with a vehicle because I need a vehicle. I understand that you don't have cars, but that doesn't solve my problem. It creates a bigger problem. So I need somebody to be a problem solver.
Like tomorrow morning, we can try that, but it's still first come first serve.
I need somebody to be able to guarantee me some sort of way to get around for transportation. So I need somebody to be able to tell me that they can do that.
Okay. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any.
Well, here's what I have to tell you. When I put my request in yesterday for my appointment, it flat out says shuttle, rental, whatever. I put rental, so somebody should have called me this morning and said, hey man, just so you know, it doesn't matter. What I'm telling you is that somebody should have called me this morning and said, hey man, just so you know, before you make a half an hour drive here, there's not going to be any rental cars here. We're all out of cars. I'm sorry. So your website's shit, and I'm not going to take responsibility for that.
I hear you, but I don't have a car.
I know you don't have a car, but then put me in a test drive car for two. I don't understand.
That's what those are. Those are.
What I'm telling you is that I have a problem. You guys are customer service. You're supposed to solve it, not just say go fuck yourself. And what I need you to do is tell me how you can solve my problem, not just tell me that your problem now is my problem and I'm out of luck. That's not a solution to the problem.
GM doesn't provide rental cars.
Right, but understand, when I put my request in online, I selected I needed a rental. So when that no longer became an option, somebody should have called and said, hey, just so you know, before you truck in here, we don't have a rental for you. You're going to have to come back by 7. Not have me drive all the way here, half an hour. I'm already on a long lunch to begin with. Now you're asking me to go back and do it again. You guys got my number?
What's your number?
716.
5.
So as you can see, my first trip to the dealership fell flat on its face. The point is that they are a customer service oriented business. Obviously they sell you a vehicle for these service plans and how well they work. You show up and then they start trying to right away blame me for, or not blame me, but say I'm responsible. I should have road force balanced my tires myself. Over the course of the last 30,000 miles, which they've been rotated as per what they were supposed to. Basically, the routine maintenance, which is provided from GM. So they provide you a 24,000 miles, 3 services, and they rotate and handle that stuff for you. So to blame me for things that I did not have responsibility for seems a little bit goofy. But bottom line, I'm driving this truck. It's a hot mess, and part of my issue and part of why I went ham as far as this loaner car goes is I have a job that requires me to drive. Bought a vehicle from GM. Basically, my career is always going to require me to drive. So basically, GM, as far as I'm concerned, our GMC professional grade is professional for people who work from home and don't need a vehicle to get them through. This whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. I could go on and crack a million jokes, but ultimately I'm livid. I don't like this response. I've got to drive back and forth to work. It's a half an hour drive. We're off to a bad start. You can see my shaking water bottle next to me. But I decided I'm not going to show the faces of those at the dealership. I think it's important to remember that in the day and age that we live in now, everybody's 100 times removed from an actual decision maker. That situation could have been diffused. Myself being hated at the time, they could have said, hey, look, we have this courtesy transportation vehicle program, but we don't have any available right now. As soon as we get some or get one back, we'll call you and let you know, and you can come back and get you one, and I'll guarantee that we'll have it here for you. That wasn't how I was conveyed that this would happen. I was told, come back later, and if we have a car, we have a car, or come back in the morning, if we have a car, we have a car. I'm to the office by 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't have the liberty to leave the office, take a half an hour, trip back to the dealership, hoping that there's a car available for me to drive back to work. So I'm really in a position that that's why I got as angry as I did. There's not a whole lot I can do come morning time because I have to work so early. So again, that situation was handled incorrectly by myself too. I don't need to be as hot-headed as that, but I take this situation personally. I was sold a vehicle that I for 30,000 miles have dealt with this shaking nonsense, and I'm just to the point where I'm done with it. My intention in telling the story at this point in time is to not take it personal with the people that I'm dealing with at the dealership, so much as to my anger and frustration is certainly personal. Whatever. I don't foresee this going well. Again, GM is the story writer. I'm just the storyteller. We'll see what story they decide to tell, I suppose. Just again, please subscribe for the series, and I will keep you posted on how this all works out. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.